good morning, and hello. And I'm going to welcome myself back. Um, and I welcome you all back to my channel. It's been such a very long time, and I have not made the time to go back on my channel and post anything. And you guys, I have stuff that I need to post, but I keep putting it off, and then I keep saying, like, what's the use? I'm not going to update it. I'm not going to post it. But so far, my journey for my separation / divorce is still in process. It's still going on. I have not yet gotten a divorce. So much things has transpired in the process of, I think the last time I posted to now. I have gone through a series of ups and downs, still trying to, put me back together, still trying to find me, my one-on-one Tina. And so, yeah, it's been a journey. And so the journey still continues. And I think, like I told you guys before, this is a journey. Anytime you going through something in that has to uproot itself out your life, and you have to go through process, and you have to go through the clearance section. Like they say, marriage is like a department store. You get so many different departments. And so divorce is like a department store. You get so many different departments. And now I'm going through the clearance section. And I think the clearance section now is about me. I'm in the me clearance section. I do know one thing, and I have a few tips that I want to talk about. And I want to say this, first of all. For those who have not gotten married yet, here's the thing. Know who you are going into your marriage. Know that you are capable of doing for yourself, by yourself, with yourself, and to yourself. That means that you are whole within yourself, so that if something happened to your spouse, you can be able to withstand, and you can be able to hold, and you could be able to handle the pressure that comes along with it. Whether it's a divorce, whether it's a health issue. It don't always have to be a divorce. It could be like a health issue that would really separate you from your marriage and from your spouse. Having a spouse is different from a marriage. And I say that to say this. You can have a spouse, but that's your physical appearance of what your marriage is. But your marriage is a spiritual appearance. And that is where you want to stand strong, and you want to know who you are. I think going into my marriage, I was whole. I was comfortable. I before I met, my ex, I was like 2.5 years, just to myself, and it felt amazing. I was taking care of my babies. I had 2 boys. I was taking care of my babies. I was handling my business, and then I was uprooting my life at the same time to go and move to a different country, from the Bahamas to the United States. But meeting him, I kind of detour and everything else went uphill and then downhill from there. But you have to know who you are going into a marriage, and just know that your spouse isn't you and you are not your spouse. Know that things can go wrong at any point in time. It could be just when you get married. It could be years after you get married. It could be in the middle of a marriage. It's not, oh, I'm going to get married and we're going to be happily ever after. No, it don't work that way. I kind of knew my marriage was not going to be easy, but I was ready for it. I just did not know to the extent of where my marriage was going to end up. And when I say that I knew my marriage wasn't going to be easy, growing up around aunts and uncles, and seeing them live a life, and a married life where multiple affairs went on, and crisis in the marriage, but they stuck it together, and you learn. So, and growing up, my mother always told us nothing in life is easy, and she always prepared us too. She told us, like, you can have a husband, you still could be lonely. You could have a husband and you still could be out there struggling together or just one. But she said to make sure you always can maintain yourself. Always be independent. Be independent away from your spouse. And when I said be independent away from your spouse, that means be capable of doing things if your spouse is not around. Be capable of taking care of yourself and supporting yourself if your spouse is not around. If something happened within your marriage, know that you're going to have to be strong enough to take care of yourself and to take care of the marriage and to take care of your spouse. So, I mean, some things, I wish she had gone into it even more, and I wish I had learned even more, but I think I learned enough to know that. I think I learned enough to carry me through the situation that I'm in right now, and that I didn't have to take my life, and that someone else didn't have to take my life, and knowing that I didn't have to stay in a situation that I did not need to be in. The next thing is trust. When you're in a relationship, married, you have to learn how to, one, trust yourself. Two, please, if you're not saved, go and get saved. Because you're going to need God on your side. You are going to need God on your side. I don't care how much you see or how many people you see was together for 50, 60 years. Any one of those marriages that go that long, they would tell you it was not always easy. And so you have to find a trust somewhere. For me, I trusted in God, and I remember when my marriage failed, I remember telling God, I said, God, I trusted you. I trusted you. I keep praying to you about my marriage. Why did my marriage have to end like this? Why me? The cry would we always do. Oh, why me? Why me? And for me, I did not want the shame and the guilt, and I tried to hide it. Like, I tried to tell family and friends, oh no, we good, yeah, we he just working really hard, I'm home with the kids, blase. And so I live a lie, and that lie became my trust. And so when I broke my own trust, I hurt. When someone broke their trust, for me, I hurt. Like the trust that was between us, him and I, was broken. I no longer could have trust him, which means then my trust with all the lies I built up was broken for me, and I no longer could have trust myself. I did not trust myself of whatever I saw going on. I did not trust myself enough to say, Tina, this ain't right. You know this ain't right. So my trust was broken, and it hurt. When my trust got broken and I got hurt, I hurt myself. I then had to realize that I was living a lie, totally living a lie, and I had to begin to feel some kind of way to get out of the hurt, to not feel the hurt, and to say, how can I trust myself again? I couldn't even focus on trying to trust him because I had to now focus on me. So it's hard to believe in people when you trust them so much and now the trust is broken. If he come and say anything to me, it's going to be hard for me to believe what he says because my trust in him is no longer. It's no longer. I mean, it's broken, so it's like all the particles and the dust and the pieces, like, yeah, they're gone. So it's gone. So in the clearance section, I call it the clearance section, where I start to clear out myself, and I went into different ways of doing that. And one of them was praying, the other one was fasting, the other one was soul searching, the other one was sitting down and writing out things that I no longer will tolerate, I no longer will accept, and I no longer will try to control. So that's what's been going on with me in that department. Something else came up during the process of me not posting and doing other stuff on my channel. I then started to go through this area where I started accepting the part that I played in this marriage for it to last in the state that it was in for so long. The part I accepted was that I knew my ex-husband was cheating, but I did not want to face it, and I did not want to deal with it, but at the same time I did not want to keep bringing it before him because I felt like it was pushing him away. But in reality, it's not that it was pushing him away, it's that he was walking away because he did not want to face the truth of what he was doing. And to us, it makes it seem like telling someone about the truth, it'll push them further away. But that's on them, because if a person don't stand in their reality and say, you know what, yes, I'm sorry, this is what I've been doing, it's wrong, I was wrong, it's a waste of energy. It really is a waste of energy. And so for me, they are the things that I had to accept. And so going into another relationship or marriage, I won't accept those things. If I see something that needs to change, if I see something that needs to talk about, I'm going to say something. And then I'll just leave it. And if it don't change, then I'll just walk away. Another thing is, I end up being sued. And I am going to be so real right now. I end up being sued by a credit card company for a credit card bill that I don't even know what the money was spent on. Now, I would say this. I did know about it. I did. But I did not know it actually was being used. And it was a garnishment. It was a garnishment. Now, I'm naive, probably dumb and stupid, financially stupid too, because I hear people talk about it, but I really didn't know what it was about. And then it happened to me. So they garnished. They said they were taking me to court to garnish my wages, and that we would have to go to court. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just wait till we go to court and make sure they know that I wasn't the one make these charges. And even though my name was on the credit card as well as his, he made me the primary owner of the credit card. Which now I am responsible for whatever happens on that credit card. And he was really smart about the way he did things, because he made sure that on his way out, his name was not anymore connected to these credit cards. And so much going on in my life, I didn't know. I forgot. I really truly forgot about it all. And one morning I got up, my bank accounts was empty. They took everything out my accounts. Everything. I was floored. I just sat there and I cried like a baby. And it wasn't one morning. It actually was one night. I went to bed and I lay down and one mind just said, Tina, check the account. And it had to be in God. It had to be in God. And I went ahead and I was like, I'll just check in the morning. And my mind said, or the Holy Spirit said, check the account. And I opened up my bank account and everything in my account was gone. Everything in my account was gone. I was so hurt. I was so hurt. I didn't know what to do. And I cried. I cried like a baby. I called my friend. I was sobbing over the phone. I called my sister and I was sobbing over the phone. And you know what the funniest thing about it is? That I said it only could have been the Holy Ghost, because it happened on the 31st. It happened on the 31st, which means that on the 1st, rent was due. On the 1st, rent was due, and I had no money in my account. I had no money in my account. It was all gone, y'all. But let me tell you something. When you know God for yourself, and you know who God is, y'all, He is amazing. I feel like I'm in love with a man that will never, ever hurt me in a way that would downplay me, mistreat me, cast me aside. God is real, y'all. And I'm going to try to make this as short as I can. I mean, I know it's already. I'm going to make the ending part really short. After this had happened, I thought back to all the things that was transpiring financially with my business, with me, with my kids, and with friends. Yo, all of this happened in the space of 2 weeks. Kids needed to go back to school, no money. Gotta get the kids ready for school, no money. Got a gas bill of $1,200, no money. That's a different story right there also. Light bill, water bill, rent, car started to act up, no money. But let me tell you something. When my God and the God who you need to serve tell you that I am all you need, that I am your provider, I am your protector, God is all you need. Because family, he has come through for me. He has come through for me, and through it all, I know my mom is going through a situation. My sister has to help take care of her, and I still didn't have the money, but I had the money, because even though they needed, I couldn't withhold what was for them. God still blessed me in order for them to be blessed, for them to have. And you cannot look at the emptiness of your physical appearance and think this is it. Because if you still breathing and you still walking, you still living, you're never going to be empty. You're never going to be empty. You can feel empty, but you're never going to be empty. You can think that you're empty, but you're never going to be empty. You need to remember who God is in your life. You need to understand that without God, you won't be able to make it. Put God in your life. Everything in your life is possible with God in your life. Everything. Everything in your life is possible with God in it. God will never leave you or forsake you. And let me tell you, I will rise above this, and this will become a testimony for many other women that's going through this. Sometimes we want to hurt the person that hurt us. You burn out your energy. You're going to be hurting yourself. You're going to be depressed. You're going to feel insecure. You're going to feel like you're not worthy of overcoming all the trials that you are going through. You are going to feel like everybody deserves better than you. You're wrong. Let vengeance be mine, says God. And y'all, I even had to go through a department in my clearance section and start forgiving. I had to start living a life of forgiveness for my ex-husband. I had to start praying on forgiving him for all that he has done to the family, because it wasn't just for me, it's for my kids also. I cannot live in unforgiveness. I have noticed and I have learned that I cannot live in unforgiveness, because the minute that they say something to me that their father probably has not done to satisfy their needs, I'm going to be pissed. I don't want to show them a bad side of me towards their father. I let God do that. So I had to start learning to forgive. And I had to start walking in forgiveness. Let me tell you something. It is never going to be easy. It is never going to be easy to walk in forgiveness. For someone who has truly hurt you. It's never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy for you to look at someone who has truly hurt you and say, "Hi, how you doing? Okay, cool." And just say it with a smile. It's not going to be easy. It took me a while to get here. It really has. And talking about it, it's still not easy, but it's comfortable. It's comfortable. And I want to get to a point in my life where forgiving him, and because I'm talking about him and our situation, I want to get to a point in my life where forgiving him is so easy and it's well done, to the point where I can have a conversation, and that might not happen. I can have a conversation and it just be good. It just be okay. And it just be acceptable. I had to stop looking at how he has hurt me. And I had to start looking at how he is hurting himself. And he is hurting himself in a way where he probably just don't know any better. And hopefully for the next person, he knows better. For the next marriage, he knows better. He knows to give better. So yeah, hopefully that. So you guys, that's what's been going on. A lot of other things has been going on too, but it's not been all bad. It's not been all good, but it's been, I'm here. I'm still walking. I'm still living. I'm still breathing, and it's all good. And I am grateful, and I thank God for where I am at. If you guys come upon this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And I haven't read any comments, if any has been posted, but I thank you guys just for tuning in and just for watching. And thank you for going on a journey with me. Love you guys. Be blessed.